All right. So in this particular module, we are going to quickly see, uh, how to fix the error in which we encountered in the previous module while we were trying to provision the AD user account. Yeah. So apologies, guys. I really couldn't continue when we after we encountered the error while we were trying to provision, and then I just quickly referred the logs and then found what the error is all about. Um I'm just going to quickly, reproduce the error to show you what the error is all about, so that you'll be able to, you know how to fix the problem when you get the same kind of message when you're trying it. Yeah. So let's get started. I hope you're all able to see my screen. So if you remember, we completed all the steps related to provisioning, and after we published the sandbox, we were just trying to create just request the account through some user account, and then through some user, and then that's when we got this error message. Yeah. So I'm just going to the same user. It was created with my name. I'm not sure if it uh, you know yeah. So here what we did was, we just went ahead and then we clicked on the resource history. Okay. After selecting the particular application instance related details. Okay. So when we try to click on the resource history, because that's where you will see what the error message is all about. Okay. So here it was just showing, the create user was getting rejected, even though I tried manually a couple of times. It was not showing, the exact reason. So that's the reason we have to refer to the logs always, to fix, to know more details about the error message and then to fix that. Yeah. So I'm just going to quickly retry the task, and I'm keeping the logs open. uh, I'm just retrying the last failed task. Okay. See here, because it just quickly runs away. So we have to quickly capture what that error message. It should show something like, the device uh, failed, or the device is not ready or something. Let me just go back to the line where we got the error message. Okay. Yeah. So this is the error which we were getting. So it's showing today's date, and then it says something like blah blah, and then Oracle IAM connectors blah blah, and then it said error while creating the user, and then it said the connector exception, the device attached to the system is not functioning. Yeah. So you know looked into the documentation quickly, Oracle documentation for connectors. So where this error, they've highlighted what we need to do and why we get this particular error message. Yeah. So this is the same error which we are talking about. Yeah. A device attached to the system is not functioning properly. Hmm. So it said, like, it is something got to do with the SAM account attribute in the target system. So whenever it has more than 20 characters, then probably it throws this particular error message. So if you look into my, the uh, if I go into my identity attribute of my user account details. Okay, so my account name was created something like first name dot last name at oracle.com. Okay, because by default the user login gets created with first name at last name at oracle.org, or the domain, or probably I myself would have created, which I don't remember now. Okay, so that's the reason. If this if the SAM account name was showing was with more than 20 characters, it has thrown this error message. So I just reproduce this error after I tested it with one more user, and then we fix the problem. Okay, so let me just try creating a new user without those character restriction, um, and hopefully this should actually successfully provision the user account to Active Directory. So I'm just going to give it like test user. Okay, I already have created test user 1, so I'm just going to give it something like test user 2. Okay, so here I've just given the organization name as accelerate user, which is the default one. There are many organization like top accelerate users and so on. Okay, so I'm just going to select the organization as accelerate users. If you want, you can just um, click on the one you can just click on the binocular icon of the lookup field, and then you can just select this, or else you can manually type it here. Okay, so after this, you have to be you have to ensure that the user log on. Okay, I just give some user type or something like contractor, and then here the user name has to be, you have to give it in such a way that it doesn't give the error message again. Yeah, so I just give it something like test user 2, and then I just confirm the password, give the password. Okay, uh, let me just give the one here. All right, so let me see if the user is getting created successfully now, and then we can try to request the application instance for this user. Okay, yeah, so the user has been created successfully. Okay, see, just before recording this, I created one test user. This was getting successfully provisioned in AD. Okay, so right now we just have only test user 1, and we are going to try with the new user which we are creating now, test user 2. Okay, I'm closing all the other ones. So let me just quickly refresh here. And now I'm just going to manually. All right, so test user 2 has been successfully created. Now let's see whether we get the same message or not. Okay, it should take a while. uh, I'm just going to click on accounts. Sorry, not on the entitlements, but just on the accounts now. And I just click on request accounts. And after we click on the request accounts, and I'm just going to follow the same one. Select this Windows account application instance, click on add to cart. Okay, and then click next here. And now this is where we have to ensure that we give the details correctly now. Okay, so what happens here is when in the process form, ideally, even the password field has is have to be giving it manually here, because otherwise the provisioning is not getting triggered. The process task is not getting triggered successfully. I'll show you that at the end of this. Okay, so I just give the password field, because in the earlier demo, or the earlier module, when we were trying to create the or test the provisioning for the user with my name, um, I just gave only the organization details, not the password. Okay, but um, when I tested with the other user, that's when I found it. We have to give the password field also. Okay, in the process form here. Okay, so I just give the same organization name here. There is no change in it. The only difference is I added the password field here. Okay, and then I click on update. And once I click on update, let it take a while. And I'm just going to click on submit here. It should take a while, and hopefully this time, fingers crossed, the this particular user, test user 2, should get provisioned successfully without any errors. And um, it should immediately populate in. Okay, it says request for access completed. Since I have not triggered any workflows here, it goes for direct approval. Sorry, direct provisioning. Sorry, I'm just going to refresh here. Yeah, so here it says the test user 2 has been successfully provisioned. So as I said, only if the status is showing provision, then it means that the account is provisioned successfully. Okay, so just select this. Okay, and then go to the resource history. Here it says the system validation task was completed successfully. Okay, and then the create user task also got completed successfully. Yeah, so there was no manual intervention required here, and I'm just going to go to the AD console here and then just refresh. See, the account got provisioned successfully. So that's the end of the our series, guys, with respect to Active Directory connector installation and configuration. Okay, so I hope you would have understood how, or you would have gained some basic idea about how to integrate OIM with Active Directory, then by configuring the Active Directory connector. Thanks for patiently listening to all my modules. Thanks a lot, guys.